Hey Bob, there's your pie chart. Hi everybody and welcome to another free.volous webisode. Today, as you may have noticed, the quality is not up to the usual standards that aren't that good to begin with, but anyway. This is because I'm bringing you, as the title says, a video on doing a makeup for, conference calls, video chats. Now that many people are working from home, this is kind of relevant. I mean, your looks shouldn't matter for your job, but sometimes they do, and sometimes we just want to do something to feel better, and I'm all for it. And yeah, low-resolution cameras from our computers are the devil. The devil, I say. The first couple of tips are kind of tech-related. So one is to use a good source of lighting. If you have a good, nice lit window, do use that. Give it a couple of tries to see how it works for you, because the sun moves and the light moves. And the other thing is to have at hand a lamp with a cool toned bulb. And trust me, I don't use this at home because I hate the cool toned bulbs. They make everything look cold. I prefer the warmer tone bulbs, but I always keep one of these and I use it when I'm filming, even the videos for you. And this is the closest it gets to real sunlight, the temperature of color of real sunlight, so you don't have part of your face looking yellow and the rest of your face looking kind of blue or green. It's kind of within the same temperature, so it's something good to know and to have around. And you can play with your lamp and put it in different directions, maybe point it at a wall and get indirect light to see how it goes. So play around with that if you can, if you have a few minutes, just to get the best out of what you can do. And also you can put a little bit of a translucent paper, what's it called? Tracing paper, that's what it's called in English, tracing paper. You can put a little bit of that on top of your light bulb so that it does, not on top directly, but a little bit away, hanging from your lamp, so that it kind of filters the light and it's not as harsh and you don't get these shadows behind you at all times, and it isn't as harsh on your face either. Other than that, your computer, and I'm using my computer to show you some footage. I'll try to interchange the footage from both my camera and my computer today. Let's see how that works. Wish me luck. But yeah, and I'm going to show you, if you are talking to Bob from accountants from this angle, you'll have 3 chins. It's just science. But if you can prop your computer on something a bit higher and look at Bob from about, say, this angle, you'll see that your chins have disappeared and kind of the light on your face looks a bit better. So that's something to keep in mind. Of course, again, you can play with the angles and see what flatters you the best or the most. And truth is, if you're using a cell phone, probably it will look a bit better because the quality on the cell phones is better these days, and it's easier to prop on different surfaces. I don't have those things to put your cell phone on your mirror, but some people do, and they have the lit mirrors, the simple human mirrors and all of that. So if you have those fancy things, use them. If not, prop your computer, your laptop on a couple of books and then read them, but prop them and just give them good use and get a better angle than just this.
Hi Bob, how's it going?
Without further ado, let's jump into the part where I actually do a tutorial and apply makeup to my face. Just know that these are a couple of tips and tricks, not even tips and tricks, but this is a video for those of you who embrace that little ritual of applying makeup in the morning before you go to work, despite the fact that you are staying home. And for those of you who feel a little bit uncomfortable staring into a camera and into the computer camera, which is the devil, and not wearing something and not concealing some things and just not brightening your day with a little bit of lipstick. Sometimes this brings some solace, and that's what this is about. This is not about judging people who don't want to wear makeup to work or for the video conference at home. I'm not judging. Nobody should. You should be only judged on what you're doing, not how you look. Okay, let's jump into the tutorial. So yeah, these are my main kind of tech tips for you to have a little bit of a feel better thing. Let's talk about the makeup, because the resolution in your laptop cameras is bad. It's bad, and it's going to enhance any kind of problems. You can see the difference, I hope, in the screen. I'll keep a couple of different shots so that you can see my skin looks a lot more patchy when it's in this low resolution camera. So yeah, let's take care of that, shall we? Take your foundation, any foundation, it doesn't matter. If you have good skin, skip this. This is for people who have overall blotchy skin. And like me, I have lots of hyperpigmentation. And if I take my time to sort of erase each individual blemish on my skin with a paintbrush like Lisa Eldridge does, ain't nobody got time for that if you're working from home and you have some conference calls or anything. So yeah. And I'm going to press this on. It's a little bit business as usual. You can go a bit heavier on your makeup because the low resolution kind of can encompass that, and it won't be noticeable that you have as much makeup as an HD camera would show. I'm using my Sephora foundation, in case you're wondering, and as usual, I'm applying this just to the lower areas of my face because I have fringe. Second thing is toning down the darkness under eye. And again, you can be a bit more generous when you're using a low resolution camera on your laptop. It's more similar, it's closer to stage makeup, I would say. It depends on the camera, of course. If you have a very high resolution camera, forget what I'm saying and just turn off of this video. Click away. I have too many places to look at. I'm feeling like, I don't know, feeling quite weird right now. So if you have really good skin, probably you will pick up from here, in which you take your concealer and you go over the darker areas where you have your shadows and try to lift them a little bit. Just make sure you're doing that on really moisturized skin or it will cling on to your face. I'm going to do 2 times the powder. You can see I look quite shiny, also because of the light. This kind of direct light makes you look very shiny. More than if it's filtered with greaseproof paper, translucent paper. I don't know how you call it in English. I call it vegetable paper in Portugal. So I'm going to, again, the obvious areas, I'm going to powder them. If you want to look very, very, very dewy and shiny, please skip the powder. I just personally think this looks a bit more like normal, I'd say. The base is practically done. If you, like me, have a little bit more hyperpigmentation that is a bit more stubborn, my favorite trick, a powder foundation. I'm going to use Makeup Forever. Use whatever you like and press it on those areas to add extra coverage. And if you have a blemish of sorts, I've shown this before, take a little bit of the powder in the sponge and press it directly on the blemish. I don't have one to show you right now. Ooh, lucky me. Here's one. Trying to see that on my low resolution monitor is being really funny. It's taken me about 5 minutes to do my skin, and I'm talking and I don't have the things at hand because I'm an idiot and I don't prepare. Now I'm going to take a palette that has everything I may need, which is blusher, highlighter and bronzer and darker powder. I'm going to start with a darker powder, which is this one. You take whatever you have, and if you have a little bit of something you want to go inwards, this is where you play it. And as you can see on this camera with a good resolution, it may look a little bit sharp, but on the actual recording camera, it doesn't look, it just looks like a shadow. And that's what you have to play with. It's very similar again to stage makeup, in which you do your contours and all that, and it looks really harsh and ugly and patchy and thick and cakey from up close, but from far away, from where it's being seen, it looks just normal, and it just enhances or defines your contours so that you don't look blurry from afar. Same thing. You can do that for a lower jaw. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Create a little bit of definition around here. And again, you're going to do a conference call, not a conference call, a video call. So it's not going to last the whole day. You don't need to use products that will last forever, at least for now. We will go back to our normal lives soon enough. Can we see? This looks a bit harsh, I think, on the normal camera and in real life. But in this camera, it looks just fine. Now I'm going to just take a little bit of the bronzer and mix both colors, and I go over on my cheeks just to add a little bit of color. And again, taking the blusher, I'm going to take the pink on the cheek, just to gain a little bit of color and definition, and to I look like a cute troll. Just to define your cheeks and kind of create a difference between them and the rest of your face. And then if you like, if you want to be a beautiful shiny mermaid, take a little bit of a highlighter and just that. And as you can see, you've added shine where you want it to be, but the center of your face doesn't look greasy. I'm gonna take a quad, because most people, when they go to work, this is the kind of thing they use. You can also use your bronzer and your highlighter, and I'm just gonna take a neutral brown. So this one, this is a very fancy Burberry quad, because I don't have many quads in my life right now. So it was either this or Chanel, and I haven't featured this one in my channel. So I'm just applying this with the fluffiest of brushes to my crease and transition area, and with a light touch, I'm just dabbing it on. So stamp it onto the area and then blend it out. As you can see, this creates a little bit of shading, a little bit of definition without being too much. Let's define the eyes a bit further. This is my favorite thing. Inner rim. And if you want, a little bit on the outer edge. And you can see on the monitor the difference between this eye and this eye. Just the tiniest bit of a sloppy blend of a little bit of a line. Again, you don't need to be precise because nobody will see it up close. A little bit of definition on camera, it looks really nice. Mascara. Hi. Oh, this is getting so clumpy and it's still full. I much prefer the Caution mascara in the mini. I kind of prefer any mascara in the mini because even if you use it every single day, you don't go through it before it starts to get too dry and clumpy or it expires. It's just my experience. If you need define your brows, I'm noticing that I need a little bit here, just so that when you object to any decision in your meeting, you can be really, you don't need to use a lot of words. Now lips, you can go one of two ways. You go either bold or you just don't care, and I won't judge you for it. Just a simple clear lip gloss or a tinted lip gloss, just to add a little bit of shine, or a lip balm if your lips are feeling really crackly. Forget all about it and just keep the lip balm on, and that's one option. The other one is to go bold because, again, this is what people will see, and maybe a little bit of color will be enjoyable. And because I've been mentioning a lot of Lisa Eldridge, and I will keep on mentioning a lot of Lisa Eldridge lipsticks because of my kind of challenge, here are two very affordable options. One is shiny. It's the Physicians Formula Muru Muru Butter lipsticks. They have SPF, so they leave a bit of an aftertaste. They have a terrible packaging, terrible scent. This one is acai berry, but the formula in them is fantastic. The other one is the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon, which is a very matte, very long wearing lipstick. So let's use both, shall we? So I'm going to start with the Maybelline. Nice, bright and bold. It doesn't look as matte as it should because I've applied this on top of the leftover gloss I had. But visualize and use whatever you have at home. And the other one, the acai berry color, is like so, and it's so comfortable. The thing with these shiny ones, you have to check your teeth once in a while, and you must not touch your face around your lips very often because it will go everywhere. So here it is, the final look. What do we think? Hi Bob, here's your pie chart. Yeah, it works, I think. If you've enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know how you're dealing with working from home, if you can and are doing that. And yeah, share your troubles with me. No judgment if you do your meetings online with your pajamas on and just not giving a crap. I totally understand. I hope you had a nice time with me. Thank you for spending your time on me. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!